Hey guys, I want to go through some coaching cues that you can use for almost every exercise. First one is neutral spine. To find neutral through your lower back / neutral spine is somewhere between anterior tilted and all the way posteriorly tilted. Neutral is somewhere in there. We want to maintain neutral as we go through almost every single exercise. Some of the more common ones is we do planks and push-ups. It'll be common for us to dip down into that anteriorly tilted. So we think belt buckle up or brace through our core. And when I say brace through the core, think of more than just squeezing your abs. Think of locking in here, your sides, as well as your lower back. So that whole 360 is locked in into that neutral position. When we go into that anteriorly tilted position, we place more stress on our lower back. If we're deadlifting and we're arched like that, we can place stress on our lower back as well as turn our glutes off, which will decrease our power output. Another thing to think of is a neutral head position. We want to maintain a neutral head or eyes straight, chin tucked as we go through exercises. The body oftentimes follows your head. So if you look up, a lot of times you'll arch that low back. If you look down, a lot of times you'll round that upper body. So we want to maintain that neutral head position as well. Another one that we use a lot is toe, knee, hip in alignment. So we want our toe, our knee, and our hip to all be in a line as we're doing exercises. Not all of them. So for example, the squat, our knees will still follow our toes, but it won't be an exact toe, knee, hip in alignment as with the split squat, the reverse lunge, etc. If you see that knee collapsing in, some of the coaching cues are push your knee out, feel that whole foot. The reason this is important is because as hockey players, if that knee does come in, if we're doing that off the ice, a lot of times that'll happen on the ice. And if your knee is coming in on the ice, you're riding that inside edge. Riding the inside edge can slow you down on the ice. So that's why it's always important to make sure that toe, knee, hip stays in line. And then the last thing I wanted to go over was your scapula with shoulder health. So as you raise your arm, that scapula will rotate up. Sometimes we want to lock that scapula in. So for example, if we're doing dumbbell bench, we want to lock it back and down, as well as with the deadlift, we want to lock it in down and back. When we want it to move is when we're doing, let's say, push-ups. Push-ups, the scapulas will come together in the back, and then when we push the ground away, it'll kind of come forward a bit at the top. With an overhead press, that scapula will rotate up as we push our arm up, or as we push our hand up, the scapula will rotate. With a dumbbell row, we pull our scapula back, staying tall as we go down. The scapula will kind of come forward a bit, and then we pull it back. So those are the coaching cues I wanted to go over. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or text or email.